How's it going, guys? My name is Sean, and I'm a stomp box builder who decided to make a video blog for people who are interested in do-it-yourself effects and modding. And I decided to make this because I feel like a lot of electronics hobbyists, and especially the do-it-yourself pedal community, really seem to do this sort of circuits by numbers routine. When you get a schematic or you get a parts layout, you just put, the resistor where it says to put the resistor, and don't really know why it's there. And I think it's important to know why it's there. And there's a beautiful art to circuit design, and I wanted to show you that it's not a bunch of math, it's not a complete snooze fest. It's really a beautiful, magical thing, and I hate to be cliche about it, but to me it really is. And I decided that a good start would be to take a close look at this. This is the very classic and often copied Big Muff. This is the Black Russian version. I'm pretty sure they still make these ones. I just got it for 25 bucks from some guy locally, and I recommend that if you want to buy a decent muff, even one that's broken that you want to fix, do it locally. Don't go on eBay. You'll see these go for around $100 or so. I've seen ones that are completely broken and still sell for like 60 some bucks. I went local, got this for 25. You know, it's it's just a matter of asking around. There's plenty of people who've owned Big Muffs over the years that just have them sitting around, and this one, it's just a matter of one of the battery connector cables got undone, and he's tried to resolder it pretty poorly, and it just kept coming undone, and he sold it for me for 25 bucks, and all I have to do is replace this battery clip. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but yeah, and there's some adhesive on the back and cat hair. I need to clean that off, but overall, goodbye. We'll take a look at it, and I'm going to show you the mods that I want to do to it. This is the Black Russian Big Muff, and I have it nicely on display here with the help of an enclosure and my VHS copy of An American Tail. And if you're wondering why these drawers look empty, it's actually because they are. I'm reorganizing. But anyways, you have here your volume, your sustain, and this is your tone knob. I personally don't like that setup, so I'm probably going to switch these knobs around. I'm probably going to put sustain here, maybe the tone control, but I'm going to change this to do something different. But whatever that is here, and then the volume here. Or I might switch those two, because what this is going to turn into is something that really interacts with the sustain knob. So if I put the sustain knob here, I might have it so that I can set these and then have my volume nice and neat here. My original goal is I want to make this look stock and have it not sound stock. So one trouble that gets into is I don't want to be drilling holes anywhere. I don't want to be adding any other pots or switches in which I have to drill holes. Otherwise, I'd be putting foot switches here, toggle switches everywhere. I mean, pretty much every element of the design can be changed one way or another, and I'll show that to you when we look at the schematic in the next video. But one workaround with that would be to replace all of these pots, since I'm going to be moving them in and around anyways, and I'll be push pull pots so that I can have three double pull, double throw switches. So yeah, that's one thing to take into account, and that's something I'm going to do. That way, you know, if you drill holes, you won't be able to restore it back. If, you know, for some reason this becomes a hot collector item that sells for millions of dollars down the line, you know, who knows. So we'll take a look at the inside now, and I'm going to stop the video because if I move this anymore, Feifel's just going to collapse over. So yeah, I'll see you in a second. An important thing to check out when you're looking at the inside of a pedal are just little annoying things that you'd like to change. And one big one for me is the fact that this uses a ribbon cable that wires up all the pots and everything on the board and everything on the switch and all this stuff, and that's a real pain in the ass. I hate it when you do that because you can't see the color of the wire and just look and tell where things are going and what's going on. And I like to be able to just look and see. So as I replace things, I'm probably just going to replace these wires too. That way everything is nice and color coded. I might even replace the switch, and of course I'm going to replace that battery clip right there. And those are the just, you know, complete functionality and making it more feasible. Another thing that you'll notice with these Russians is that there's nothing labeled on the component side of this board, and that's a real pain. So one thing that I'm probably going to do before I start modding is take a look at the circuit and probably with a felt pen or something, just you know, label all the components. This is honestly the first time that I've actually looked at the inside of this thing, and I've never worked on a Russian muff before, so it's I can, you know, tell where things are. You know, I mean, there's a clipping section here, and there's a, you know, a clipping section here, and you know, this is either the input or this is the input, probably this one. But you know, you can kind of tell what's going on a little bit, but I'm gonna have to really take a closer look at it and really see what's going on. But for the most part, yeah, the inside of these things are kind of a pain. But we'll take a look at the schematics so you can see how it works, and then maybe do another video where we're looking at the traces of this and labeling everything. Or you probably don't want to watch that because it's going to be boring and probably involve me cursing a lot. So, yeah, we'll just take a look at the schematic next, and I'll show you some points of interest. And just before I get any comments asking, yes, Feifel was put back on duty for the inside component thing. So, yeah, don't ask. So to show you the schematic, and I understand that we're already almost 9 minutes into this, so we're not going to get very far in the layouts. But I decided to open up my favorite CAD software, which is just a notebook and a pencil. This is invaluable. It'll really help you understand the circuit more if you hand draw it yourself. It's one thing to print a schematic, and it's, you know, another thing to open up a piece of CAD software on your computer and, you know, place your components that way. It's another thing to start at your input and literally draw all the components and draw your signal path. It's really a great way to help understand the components. And we're going to go ahead and get started, but to be perfectly honest, we're probably not even going to get to here, but here we go. You have your input, which then goes into the first input resistor. There's probably, I just kind of drew your basic run-of-the-mill muff circuit with no values listed or anything. There's probably going to be some caps to ground here, and most likely a
resistor around 1 meg, 1.5 megs to ground, just for impedance. This input resistor also helps with the impedance, and it really controls how much of this really goes into this, because the resistor's job is to resist. And then it goes into this capacitor, and the interesting thing about this section right here is that a resistor is completely unbiased as to what goes through it. A resistor's job is to resist no matter what. It doesn't care how high or low a frequency is. It'll resist a certain amount and let the rest through. And that's an important thing, because up next is the capacitor, and the capacitor is frequency conscious. It likes to let highs through, and that's why it's mainly used for high-pass filter designs, which is what this is right here. You have this resistor going to ground, and you have this capacitor here. Likewise, you have that here in the tone stack, and you also have that here towards the end. Even though in the tone stack it's really just purely a high-pass filter, in this, these are actually doing separate tasks, and in this, this resistor is also doing a separate task. But we'll focus on this capacitor right now, because that's one of my main mod points. From Big Muff to Big Muff, these will vary, usually between 100 nanofarads and 1 microfarad, which is 1,000 nanofarads, so 10 times different, and that's a pretty significant difference. And basically, as you enlarge it, you're letting more bass go through it, and that controls how much bass is going through this entire circuit. And that's really important. It's really important to see how much bass is amplified here, how much bass is going through here, how much bass is going through here, and this kind of controls all of that. So this is a good modding point, and one of the reasons why the Russian muff sounds so much different than an American muff is the difference in values of this cap in comparison. So one thing that we're going to do is focus on that mod. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to redraw the schematic for my modded version as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do the N. Go through the resistor. We're not going to change the resistor because the resistor also helps set the impedance. We don't really want to mess with that too much. If I wanted to, I could enlarge it, which will decrease the overall output of this entire thing because there's less going into it. Or I could increase it, which I don't really want to do. We're just going to leave that be. But with this cap, what I'd like to do is have it blend between two different caps. And so I want to have one at the 100 nanofarads, or maybe 10 nanofarads even, make it smaller, and then another one at 1 microfarad, and we're going to blend between those two. And I'm actually running out of time, so I guess I'll show that to you later. But one thing that I wanted to point out though is most mods, once you change this, you do want to change this one, so that's an important thing to focus on right now. If you multiply this by 10, you're going to want to divide this by 10 and vice versa, and I'll explain why in the next video. But for right now, yeah, this is we're going to continue with this mod, and yeah, so I'm running out of time, and I'll see you in a second. Bye. And I know there's going to be a snarky comment about the fact that I originally forgot these two resistors, but I just fixed that, so just to let you know. And also the other tape on my desk was some R-Gain comedy. So yeah, to answer those questions.